Well, hello everyone. I hope all's well, wherever you may be. If you're new to this channel, how are you doing? I'm Brian, and I've been pretty much documenting my paramotor journey since its inception over the last year and a bit, so I hope you enjoy. However, if you have stumbled across this channel by total accident, then bear with me. You might actually like it. And yes, we strap fans onto our back and launch ourselves into the air. You haven't stumbled across some strange channel. So give it a go, you might like it. Well, what have I been up to since the last video? The weather has been quite sunny like this, quite nice. However, for some reason it's been incredibly windy. Today is no exception. So my wife and I, we went out in the beast, camped a couple of nights in the Highlands, and I set up my carburetor a little bit more actually since the last flight. I just found the idle was a little bit high, so gave that a little bit of a tweak. Thought a nice sunny day. If you can't go paramotoring, then jump on your motorbike. So don't worry, this video isn't all about me riding a motorbike, as you'll see. Let's go. So I'm here at the Ride Cafe. I thought I'd stop for a quick coffee. As you can see, my motorbike equipment's still mostly covered in flies from my France trip. So in this video, we're going to see if it's possible to navigate your paramotor using your iWatch. Interesting, I know. I did notice that on my iWatch, Gaggle's on there as well. Found that by accident. So what we're going to do is we're going to fly and attempt to navigate with just my watch, just to see how good it is. Stay tuned. Right, I'm on my way home, and then we'll get in the air as soon as possible. Just when I thought everything was perfect, you can see here I'm having a bit of trouble starting and running my paramotor. So I went back to my car, had a good look, and found that although my throttle cable was tie wrapped to the frame, when I moved the throttle cable itself physically, it seemed to rev the engine a little bit. So this didn't help matters, I'm afraid. So I did a temporary repair. Okay, let's get going. Had a bit of carb issues there. I had to tweak it in the field, shall we say. So still not 100% right. Well, let's find out what happens. Let's go. Nice one, Justin. Clear prop. Well, that took a while to take off. I had a major issue with my idle, and what I found is I've got two 10mm screws at the back of my leading onto my carb, and I think one of them's a bit slack, so what's happening is I'm moving my throttle around in my hand without pressing the button. It's causing a couple of issues. But that's fine. Things we can fix when I get home. Right then, cruise control on. Not a bad takeoff, if I'm honest. Just sadly my throttle's not very, it's causing a little bit of problems. It's a bit of jiggery-pokery is required, but that's fine. Anyway, so I've got Gaggle on my phone. Let's see what happens when you put it on your watch. Right then, let's try this out. Where are you? Gaggle. There we go. So, what's it telling me? Right. What have we got then? So, I'm doing 19 miles per hour. I'm heading east, which is correct. I'm at 1,318 feet above sea level, or 988 or 91 above ground level. If I go a bearing of 280 and fly for 2 minutes for 1.4 miles, that'll take me back to my LZ. So it looks like you can navigate your way back to your LZ using this side, and that's my current side. Let's give that a try. Quite a cloudy night actually. Back to LZ is bearing 279 and 1.8 miles, okay? Coming through. I'm doing 31 knots. I need to be going this way, so I need to go a bit more that way. For 2 miles, for 1.2 miles, it'll take 2 minutes. Okay, so I need to turn left a little bit. See what the watch is saying? 2 minutes flight, 0.2 of a mile to go. So it does look like the watch kind of works. Not too bad actually. If I'm brutally honest, I wouldn't use it to, you know, if all else failed, like stick my phone in my pocket and just use my watch to move me about. It's fine, it just gives me basic numbers. It's telling me I'm 800 feet above land, and I've got 1 minute to go, 0.5 of a mile. Yeah, I think I'd stick with the phone if I'm honest, but you know, in an emergency I suppose it could be used. If I'm honest, I think this is going to be one of the only flights I get for another week or so, because it's the weather forecast has been weird. It's been hot, but it's been really windy or quite rainy and thermally, so it's been quite difficult to get a flight. So when I saw this opportunity, we all jumped at it, hence why there's quite a few of us tonight. Problem is, I was the last to get up because of my goddamn throttle, so we'll have a go at that later. I'll take you with me and we'll figure out how to tighten this throttle, because when you move the throttle around, it kind of, it wants to go, it doesn't, it's, yeah, not good. Here's the guys.
Your current altitude is near 400 feet, about 200 feet above ground. You are flying northwest at 30 miles per hour. The wind is coming from the southeast, near 5 o'clock, at 6 miles per hour. Takeoff is 0.5 miles away towards your 3 o'clock.
What's it telling me now? It says my LZ is 1.1 miles behind me, bearing 093. Yes, my Insta360 just died. It keeps coming up with insufficient SD card space sometimes. It occasionally does that, even though it's got plenty, which is a strange one. I've got a pretty high quality SD card in there, a SanDisk one, I mean, you know, so don't know why it does that. Anybody know? I might just get a new SD card, put my hand in my pocket. So you're on GoPro until we land, hopefully. Because the battery on a GoPro, they suck. I can get about an hour if you're honest, so I'm going to have to get an external battery as well. But, so just a short flight today we've gone on with you guys. Looks like I've got a couple of bolts to sort out on my throttle. We'll sort that out tomorrow. Ah, a lovely evening. It's almost 9 o'clock at night. Who would think it? Sunset's at about 10 past 10. Right everybody, I think I'm coming for a landing in a minute. I'd like to spend a bit of time on my throttle tomorrow. I don't like flying with a hesitant throttle, if you know what I mean. Are you getting married? Or even just needing a card for that special occasion? Yes? Well, in that case, you're in luck. Can I just give a big shout out to RSVP by Amanda? She's been creating wedding stationery since 2015 and pretty much is a self-confessed glitter addict. She's got an amazing talent and uses the latest technologies to produce the perfect wedding stationery and cards for that special occasion, even going as far as using AI to give you that personal experience. So check out our website, some good stuff on there, and get your orders in. Right, back to the video.
Take my hand if you dare to stay. Feel the rush, take my breath away. If we fall, then we fall in flames. One more time, here we go again. Under the lights, we are transcending gravity.
Okay, so as you'll know, if you own a paramotor, they need a shed load of maintenance. So this paramotor channel is basically writing itself. So yesterday, even though I'd set up my car perfectly, I had major issues with my throttle, so I didn't really get that far in the air, that much time in the air, and it all just seemed to, I don't know, I've started my paramotor, it just wouldn't start, then we got it started. So as I basically moved it just even around like this, so going to, you know, get my wing up in the air and things like that, it's going high revs, low revs, and then sometimes as I hit the throttle, it would just cut out. So all that setting up I did, and then I've moved the throttle around, has made that null and void almost. So apparently we had a little chin wag, and although my carb seems to be set up correctly, the linkage at the back, I'll show you, here, as I was moving the throttle around, you could see this moving a bit. So what we think is, obviously it comes through here, my routing then goes down through here and out here. This was quite tight, so I just moved this back a little bit and then it all seemed to work. So what I've got a sneaking suspicion is I'm going to break these tabs again and I'm going to try and route it without many bends, if you know what I mean. I just think I've got quite a tight bend over here where the throttle linkage is. So I'll snip them, try and make the route a little bit less bendy, and we'll fire it up and just see if it's okay, and if not, I'm going to have to set the carb up again. Hopefully I'll get a flight tonight, because it looks actually, well, not at the moment, it's a bit rainy, but the wind looks okay tonight, so hopefully we'll get another flight tonight and test this baby out. Ah, joys of paramotoring, eh?
Here we go again. Under the lights we are transcending gravity, pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby, the dawn is getting closer. Come here before it's over, we shine like supernovas. Under the lights we are transcending gravity, pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby, the dawn is getting closer.
Absolutely no movement this time, look at that. Yeah, so I think I either had some of my tyre wraps on far too tight, and I had a bit too much of a bend in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put, I mean, I don't even know if I need any on there. I might just put a small one on just to hold it in, and then one on the swing arm as well. So I'm going to prime it, stick it on my back, we'll flash it up, and we'll see how it works without any big tight tie wraps on and me moving my arm around, and see if it see if it behaves any better. And we'll see if I have to set my carb up. However, before we do any of that, I need a drink of tea.
Before it's over, we shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas. Shine like supernovas.
Well, the heavens have just opened outside, so I rushed my paramotor back into the garage here, paramotor headquarters. So, yeah, I did a number of tests, and moving my throttle around seems to have solved the issue. Just tweaked my carb a little bit and got the idle to just where I need it. So, it is raining, but we'll see what tonight brings, and if I can get a test flight. But all good. So yesterday, not my finest hour, I must admit, not the best flight I ever had as a result of said throttle problems, but we're on our way back to my standard LZ that we usually use, now that said throttle has been adjusted, and we'll see how this works. And yesterday as well, we had a look at my Smartwatch just to see what it would look like, and any good for navigation? It's alright. I think conclusion there is that it's a couple of numbers you see on it, your current altitude, current speed, etc., and then on the right hand side there's your speed and distance to get back to your LZ, which I think is quite good actually. So would I use that by sticking my phone in my pocket and just using my watch on its own? Probably not. A bit of a pain to try and, you know, open your sleeve up and all that stuff, but I suppose you could use it. You could switch Gaggle on, press record, stick your phone in your pocket if it's somewhere where you know. And you could glance at your watch every now and then if you know the area quite well, but I don't know, mixed emotions really. I don't know what you think. Would you use your watch just to navigate if you needed to? I think you'd probably get away with it, so it's not as bad as I'm maybe making out. Anyway, let us get to the LZ, and hopefully my throttle will work this time and all will be fine. Let's get up in the air. Right then, here we go. Let's hope. Throttle seems to be okay. So I'm setting up, all is well so far. I've got a nice wing layout, the wind's good, the weather is perfect. I'm just getting my A-lines ready, getting set up. I move forward just to check I'm central, and for some reason it all goes wrong here. I think what I've done here is I've turned left slightly to check my lines, but I've physically moved round and I've accidentally hit the throttle a bit. So one of my A-lines has managed to get caught in the prop. Luckily I could feel it and I hit the button as quick as I could, but alas, too late, and I cut one of my lines. Oh. You have got to be kidding.
Oh well, that's the flight over for today. That's me grounded for a while. Never mind. Right, I know what'll cheer us up. Let's watch Chris do a takeoff instead.
That's what I should have done. Right then. Well, I've just laid my wing out. I've got the rigging drawing, so I think it's an AR2 line by the look of it, but it's just started raining, so that's great. So I'll have to try and do this quickly, figure out what line it is, and dry my wing. Right, let's go and have a look. There it is there, the offending item. Tied it in a knot just so I don't lose it. All the way there. Right then, I'm going to take this wing inside because it's starting to rain. And we'll take the soft slings off and take the other side, the other line off as well on the corresponding side, so I can send them both away and they can measure an exact length instead of just guessing. I use a company called The Loft, by the way, in the UK. They're pretty good turnaround. So I'm going to get this wing in, let it dry, and get those two lines off. Well everyone, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I didn't, for obvious reasons. And in the next video, we'll have new lines, the throttle will be working perfectly, and we'll get in the air. Thanks for watching, it means a lot. Until the next one, keep it real, pilots.